Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing good, and in today's video I will be reviewing about my favorite foundation, that's the Foundcealer from Bourjois, and I will also tell you why it's such a great foundation for acne prone and oily skin and what exactly is a Foundcealer. So if you want to learn it all, then stay with me till the end of the video, and without further ado, let's get started. Before I tell you about the features of this Foundcealer, let me tell you a bit about Bourjois and its history. It was basically founded in 1863 by a Frenchman named Joseph Albert Ponson, who developed it as a theatrical makeup. And Bourjois was the first one to develop a dry rouge. Yes. And in 1917, it was taken over by Chanel Group by Pierre, the French billionaire who had Bourjois for nearly 100 years, and by 1920 it became the largest and the most successful cosmetic and fragrance company in France, until in 2015, till it was acquired by the COTY group, the American COTY group, from the Wertheimer brothers for approximately $239 million. And one of the reasons for selling Bourjois was poor sales in the European and American markets, but once COTY acquired it, it quickly rebranded Bourjois, and now it's doing fairly well in the Asian markets. So that's the story, interesting story of Bourjois. And now let's have a look at its features. And here is the packaging of the foundation. As you can see, it comes in a simple black and gold tube, and here's a surprise at the end, the blender. So the blender and the lightweight of the foundation makes it a very travel friendly option. You can just carry it in your bag and you don't have to lug those heavy foundations. And as far as the quantity is concerned, you can see I'm still rolling and it's still coming. So the quantity is enough to last around 6 to 7 months easily, especially if you use a foundation like me in small dots. But if you use more foundation, then it can even easily last around 3 months. So overall, packaging wise, it's really great. And now let's have a look at its texture and find out why it's such a great foundation for acne prone skin. So let's have a look at its texture. Oh my god, it's such a great foundation because it has mesmerizing fragrance in it. Those perfume notes really hit you hard and make you high, especially me because I love the fragrances in makeup. So if you love fragrances in makeup, it's the must foundation for you. And it's quite surprising because Bourjois says that it's a non-comedogenic foundation, and yet yet it is so heavenly perfumed. So let's have a look at the texture now, finally. So you can see that how creamy the texture is, but despite being creamy, it's very lightweight. And now I'm blending it, and I've got the shade 420 Honey Beige, which is the exact shade of my skin. And you can see that how easily it's blending and such a full coverage it's giving to my skin. So yeah, it's great. It's very lightweight. And I think it's great foundation for acne prone and oily skin because when you use this foundation, then you do not sweat a lot. And also Bourjois says that it's transfer proof and it's sweat proof foundation. So for people who suffer acne and have oily skin like me, then you should definitely give it a try. And Bourjois also says that it's a Foundcealer. So let's find out what's a Foundcealer. Foundcealer is basically foundation and concealer 2-in-1. So if you want to use it as a foundation, then you should get the exact shade like me. But if you want to use it as a concealer, then you should use a shade that's darker than your skin tone, so as to conceal all those imperfections perfectly. Alright, and the correct way in my opinion to use this stick foundation is to use it in small dots and then use a little bit of translucent powder or compact powder all over your face, so it just sets in place because it's creamy formula, so if you do not set it, then it might, come off. Although Bourjois says that it's a long lasting foundation, but I think this one trick of setting it just increases its longevity. So yeah, keep this in mind. And yes, one important factor is price. So if you compare this Bourjois foundation with other liquid foundations or stick foundation, then it's very affordable, especially if you compare it with the popular stick foundation that's from Kryolan. Then it's also, this Bourjois foundation is very affordable. I personally hate that Kryolan foundation because I think it's very cakey and it's very difficult to use it, especially if you're a beginner. And for people with acne prone skin, it's the worst foundation that you could get. So overall, in my opinion, Bourjois 2-in-1 foundation is best if you have acne prone skin, if you live in a hot and humid climate, if you have sensitive skin, if you want to use a foundation that's travel friendly, that gives a natural coverage, that you can use as a foundation and a concealer, because it's a foundcealer. And especially if you want to use a foundation that's a long lasting foundation, yet it's a lightweight foundation. So I don't know, I mean, the benefits are numerous. I can just say and say and say, and it would never end, I guess. And yeah, so overall I think it's the best foundation that you could invest in. Only downside that I could find in this foundation is that it's perfumed. But for a person like me who loves fragrances and makeup, it's like the best thing that could happen. But if you do not like fragrances and makeup, then obviously it's not for you. So do try it out, and if you want to go and read my blog, then you can go to my website aishablogs.com. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Love you guys, and ciao.